So, good afternoon, people. Hope y'all enjoyed my green screen video about the predator, Dr. Umar Johnson. The begging must stop. The pilfering must cease. The online pilfering must cease. Shit, a little bushy today. Good afternoon, though. Just getting out of the gym. See, I'm a little soiled here, but it's what I do. As y'all come in here, like the video, make sure that y'all subscribed. Make sure you're subscribed. King Pootie TV, what up? Yo. So what was the routine today? Shoulders and incline chest. And of course, 120 push-ups. I think I was in the gym my longest today. The longest I've been in the gym for one workout in a long time. I was in there probably about 2 hours, a little over 2 hours. King Buck Wild, what up? Peace. The Hogan family speaks out. They said it's disrespectful to handle Hulk's name during a time like this. So I like to kick it with y'all about this. This shit is going on and on and on. People making a big deal about this shit. As far as what his family is saying, they got to hold that. He got to hold that. What he said, he got to hold it. He does. I believe people blew what he said out of context. A lot of people don't even know what they mad about. They just know that he said something racist, but a lot of people don't know exactly what it was that he said. A lot of people don't know exactly what it was that he said. So I want to discuss exactly what it was that he said. A couple of Instagram accounts is replaying the audio, and people were blowing it out of proportion. So let's talk about exactly what it was that he said. I don't think I have to be here real long on this topic, but this needs to be put in perspective. We got people acting out like it's the George Floyd riots, and under the comments of some of my videos on IG, and it's gotten out of hand. So he said he don't like blacks. His daughter, dude, that's enough for me. Nah, this is what he said. This is what he said. You ready? He said, if you're gonna fuck a nigga, I would rather that you fuck that nigga that was 8 feet tall and was in the NBA or had millions of dollars. That's what he told his daughter. That's no different than what black mothers and fathers tell their daughters. If you gonna fuck a nigga with some money. You know what I'm saying? If you gonna fuck a nigga that's an NBA player. That's what he told his daughter. That's good sound advice for a daughter and shit. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna fuck a nigga, don't fuck no bum nigga. Fuck one of these NBA players. That's what he told her. That's what he told her. And he was recorded by an acquaintance. He didn't know that he was being recorded. So this is like a private conversation. He told his daughter to get with a nigga who got money on the flow. Money on the flow. He said something Kim Kardashian mom would say. Exactly. Ricky Ben said, I tell my daughter that and she 22. Exactly. So I thought people was being a little bit extreme. This is his daughter. This is his daughter. He's telling her it's no different than when I can't remember what celebrity or R&B soul singer that says, use what you got to get what you want. He told his daughter, if you're going to be fucking niggas, get you an NBA player. That's probably good sound advice coming from the Hulkster. You know what I'm saying? Speaking to his daughter. He also told his son his worst fear is dying and coming back as a black person. He ain't got to worry about that. He ain't got to worry about coming back. He's in the upper room now. Well, some people said he didn't even go to the upper room. He didn't make it to the upper room. Some people said that he went to the bottomless pit. But yeah, his family has spoken out. They've given a public a public statement, and they said that this is disrespectful to be handling his name during the time of his death. They can't tell people how to react. The way Hulk Hogan lived, his philosophies, if that's how he felt, you're gonna be remembered as that. If you chose to be have racist views, separatist views, whatever you want to call it, racist, anti-black, pro-white, if you had those views when you were living, that's what you're gonna be remembered by, straight like that. So it's nobody's fault. It isn't. It's nobody's fault. He was with another Caucasian, and he was talking about niggas. When niggas are amongst themselves, niggas might refer to white folks as crackers. When niggas are amongst themselves, they might refer to white folks as crackers. When Ricans is amongst themselves, they might refer to niggas as morenos. You dig? And so on and so forth. He just happened to get caught. And that's what all of it, that's what the uproar is about. He said it's the same thing. Yeah, basically. He was racist. He was also dirty to other wrestlers. His family should be quiet and go bury this racist. I'm pretty sure he's a, nah, he ain't have a funeral yet. He just passed a couple of days ago. His funeral's probably gonna be public information. Like when it happens, the WWF probably gonna be present. I didn't see any black WWF wrestlers except for, I think his name is Devo Brown or some shit like that. He the only black person that I've seen say something in his favor. But none of the other legends that's living, like, you know, Coco Beware, I believe he's still alive, Tony Atlas, none of them dudes spoke on his behalf. A lot of wrestlers didn't like Hulk Hogan, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. In the mid to early 80s, no, it wasn't Sergeant Slaughter, Jesse the Body Ventura tried to organize a union for the wrestlers so they would have some rights. A lot of wrestlers was dying broke, didn't have no health care benefits, and Jesse the Body Ventura, he tried to organize wrestlers to get them a union together, and he was gonna have this private meeting amongst the wrestlers so they can get all get on the same page. And Hulk Hogan got wind of it. They told Hulk about it, and he went and told Vince. He went and told Vince, and they never liked him about that. He the one that he ratted out Jesse the Body and the coup that he was putting together. So they never got a chance to get a union, and wrestlers continued to die broke and all of that. He said because they was junkies. Probably not just junkies, and it's very, very much public information that a lot of wrestlers was using cocaine and prescription pills in addition to steroids and shit like that. So they ain't gonna have the best health, and they often die pretty early. If you want to keep it real, him reaching 71 years old, that's kind of old for a wrestler. Them motherfuckers be dying in their 40s. He was a whistleblower, a bunch of muscle junkie freaks. 71 years old is that's kind of old for a wrestler. Them guys be dying in their 40s and shit. A lot of them, a whole lot of them, die in their 40s. Like, I'll say probably like 60% of the stars from the WWF, they dead already. They is. I watched, I think it's called Outside the Ring or some shit like that. It's a documentary. I think it was on Netflix, and it's some fucking horror stories associated with WWF. It's really bad. Steroids and cocaine is a bad combination. Think about that for a second. He ratted on them because he wanted to keep the money for himself. Rest in peace to the Road Warriors, the Steiners, think Razor Ramon is dead. I think Ricky Steamboat is dead. Junkyard Dog is dead. Andre the Giant is dead. It's more. Ultimate Warrior, I believe I mentioned him already. Iron Sheik, all of them guys been dead. Chris Benoit, Owen Hart, yeah. Chris Benoit killed himself and his family, I believe. And ain't that who killed his family? Hacksaw, Jim Duggan, the Steiners are alive. Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit died young. Kamala died. Steamboat is still kicking. Jake the Snake was on Queen's Flip's platform. I thought that was one of his dopest interviews. I thought that was super dope that he was on a urban media platform. And if I was Queen's Flip, I would have continued in that lane before he, jumped ship and went over to Joe Budden. I would have continued to bring wrestlers. If that lane was open, I would have continued to bring pro wrestlers to a urban media platform, because wrestling has a big following amongst the hip hop generation. Superfly is dead. Bam Bam Boogaloo. Owen Hart died live on TV. The British Bulldog died in his 30s. Diamond Dallas Page sued Hove. He said Flip's a huge wrestling fan. Big Boss Man, he been dead. Mr. Perfect. Macho Man. Ric Flair is still alive. I seen a documentary on him. He's had like open heart surgery and all kind of shit, and he's still here. He looks like shit. He looks like shit, but he's still alive. He's still alive. You know what I mean? Kamala died. I believe Kamala's legs were amputated before he died. He died in very, very bad shape. He said he's aged. Ric Flair just beat cancer. He's still here. So what do y'all think about the overall statement that the Hulkster made? I'd rather, if she was gonna fuck a nigger, I'd rather her marry a 8-foot tall nigger worth $100 million like a basketball player. I guess we're all a little fucking racist. That's what he said. That's what he said. Ravishing Rick Rude, he died a couple of years ago. Jim the Anvil Neidhart, he been dead. I remember Flair back in the old WCW days. DNA the battle rapper does that. He interviews wrestlers. Okay. I made worse statements than that to white people. We can be even. He good. I have seen some people say that they love Hulk Hogan. Black people said they loved Hulk Hogan. He's a part of their childhood. But they didn't like Terry Bollea. I think that was his government name. Terry Bollea or some shit like that. So people tried to separate the two. Hulk Hogan was an entertainer. Terry was the one that said the racist shit. All my black fans love Hulk. Hulk Hogan was WrestleMania, man. Like, that was a big thing growing up. And they had a cartoon, they had action figures. WWF was the shit, it was. So people are gonna forever remember him for the good times that they had, you know what I'm saying? China died, she was from Rochester. Look up Teddy Long speaking on Ric Flair racism. A lot of them wrestlers from the WWF got racist shit on their name. They do. I think Stone Cold does. Hogan does. If Ric Flair races, I wouldn't be surprised. Most of them dudes is from the South. So you know how they was raised. They wasn't raised amongst no niggas. They don't know nothing else but racism. I be around a bunch of Hogans here in Elwood, PA. I always liked the NWA better. Dino Bravo died gangland style. Dino went back to Canada and became a bodyguard for the mafia, and they killed him. Yeah. He wasn't original. He copied his whole style from superstar Billy Graham. Plus, he a racist. Damn. I'm pretty sure superstar Billy Graham was a racist too. I can't lie. Hogan saved WWF and WCW. When he came back as a heel, when he came back as Hollywood Hogan, it definitely pumped up. He was a part of the NWO, right? When WCW got it, that was the shit. I was locked up for the whole Monday Night Nitro era. And every TV in the penitentiary used to be watching Nitro. I bullshit you not. That NWO shit was popping. What's wrong with what he said? I believe we all practice some form of prejudice. You think it's wrong to be a separatist? It was wrong that he was recorded having a private conversation with somebody, and he was talking about his daughter. Most fathers will pick or try to handpick who their daughter is fucking. You got fathers that would say, "I don't want my daughter fucking with no damn drug dealers. I would rather her fuck with a plumber or a man that has a job or a guy who has a career." Hogan was just saying what he would rather his daughter fuck with. If she's gonna fuck a nigga, she should fuck a nigga worth $100 million. Her last name is Hogan. She looked just like him, so you know, whatever she did, it was gonna reflect on him. That's probably how he looked at it. Turner Hill gave Hogan another 15-year run. Facts. Facts. He was in the NWO, right? NWO Wolfpack was lit too. Hollywood NWO was some gangster shit. He said facts. We was watching wrestling behind the walls. Everybody was watching that when WCW got bigger than the WWE for about, I'd say maybe it was like 3 years or some shit like that. It could have been longer, but when WCW got it, people was watching it again. People started to watch it again. The WWE didn't have nobody left but The Rock, and Stone Cold as far as star power. Everybody had jumped ship and went to WCW. Hogan was the leader. Look up Hogan talking to his son too in prison about blacks. Yeah, he was in the NWO, D-Generation X. He said the Wolfpack was the first Bloods before Jim Jones. WCW was super lit. So I take it that we have some Hollywood Hogan fans here. Despite what he said, it seems that he still has a very, very big following here. People need to shouldn't feel ashamed that they're a fan of his work. The shit that he did on television in the ring, was entertainment. So there's nothing wrong with liking his entertainment. For real. I'm pretty sure there's other people that you like, that's entertainers, that done said nigga. I promise you. Hogan was official. Why he turned on blacks? I don't think he turned on blacks. I think that's who he was. This dude was from, Hogan was from Florida. Probably was born in the 50s or the 60s or some shit. He didn't know no niggas like that until he got into fucking sports and shit like that. He ain't grow up amongst no niggas. He ain't had no nigga neighbors or nothing like that. Eminem said worse. Yeah, he made a mistake, but no doubt he was what we grew up on. My man said, I'm still jacking Hulk Hogan. Hogan was riding around bumping Jeezy, rapping it word for word. He was born in Augusta, Georgia, raised in Tampa. I'm pretty sure the era that he was in Augusta and Florida was Ku Klux Klan era, was the Klan era. I don't like some of these niggas. I love black people, but some of these niggas gotta go. The N-word ran rampant in those locker rooms. All of them talk like that when we not around, in my eyes. I think I agree with you. Hogan got Zeus, Mr. T, Kamala, Jump Yard Dog, Coco Beware, and Bad News Brown. Some good paydays. Main event in wrestling with Hogan. He's a legend. I'm not judging Hogan because we the same niggas that talk about white people all day. From comedians to just in general. I just said that black people amongst themselves, they might refer to white folks as crackers and shit like that. Richard Pryor used to say honky all the time. That's something that's a word that they were saying. That's a word that they were saying in the 60s and the 70s. I ain't heard nobody say honky in a long time. I don't say it. Salute, Gully. Keep shining. Thank you. That was big in the 70s, calling races out their name. We have to stop this whole race thing. There's only one race, brother. Check this out, though, right? You don't never catch no black folks talking about, I don't recall hearing no black celebrities spewing no hate against white folks or being caught doing it. They catch white people saying nigger and saying, you know, like Eminem, monkey and nigger, Marky Mark from the Mark Wahlberg. White folks get caught doing that shit all the time. You niggas don't be doing that. Niggas got other shit that they be worried about or focused on. Like, niggas don't sit around doing that. They don't. If we see something on TV, let's say we see when white people be doing extreme sports, jumping out of airplanes with parachutes and shit like that. Black people don't do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? When we amongst ourselves, we might say, that's some white people shit. That's the farthest it's gonna go. You know what I'm saying? White people do a whole lot of shit that black people don't do. And when they do it, when we amongst ourselves, we say that's some white people shit, but I'll say it to one of my white friends too and shit. I'll say it to one of my white friends too. I will. And if I seen somebody swimming around where some gators and shit is at, it ain't gonna be no black folks. You might see some white people doing that shit, and we would say that's that white people shit. And it is. You know what I'm saying? But we don't be spewing racist shit. We don't. He says swimming with sharks. That's white people shit. Exactly. He said they are crazy. Rodman be sky. He said Redman be skydiving. He got that. We ain't gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna do it. I'm not. That's nothing that I desire to do. I've seen people do it. I know a girl personally, black, that jumped out of one skydive, you know, pulled the parachute, and it worked. She made it home. She landed in one piece. I ain't gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be offended if one of my white friends said that's that black people shit. I wouldn't either. Because we different. We wired different. He said, I'll do it indoors. Poe crazy ass was skydiving. That dude was a daredevil. He was. I been knew he was racist. I don't even got to listen to his rant. If he wasn't recorded, that would have just been a conversation he was having with somebody else about his daughter. That's it. And you know how guys is about their daughters and shit. So he felt some type of way about who she was dating. Apparently, the nigga didn't have no money. Nobody wants their daughter with a broke nigga. Period. He said, my girl wants to do that silly shit. The mountains in Colorado is where this bed is located. You got to be lowered down a cliff high as the clouds. Not me, but I saw a black man doing this as a career. I go ATV riding. I go biking, nature walks, real ones. I go to the hood to see family. That's it. There's been stories about black guys who have went on camping trips or went in the woods with white folks and was never seen again, or didn't come out, or he ended up dead. I ain't gonna do it. I'm not. I don't got no desire to do no shit like that. I'm not the woods. We can hang out where we can go to South Beach together. You know what I'm saying? We can go to Las Vegas together, but I'm not doing it. And it's not that I'm prejudiced or racist or anything. Just based on history and based on some things that I've seen, it might not be a good idea. You know what I'm saying? He said, yep, that's that get out shit. He said, we will not be doing those expeditions. Nah. It's a movie. What's the movie? It's a movie. It's a fire-ass movie where Ice-T was homeless. And this white guy picked him up and asked him, did he want a job? And he said, a job doing what? And the job was to go out in the woods and do something. I can't remember how he lured him to the woods, but when he got there, there was a bunch of rich white guys out there and they was hunting him and shit. Y'all remember that joint? He said, surviving the game. Is that what it was called? Fire ass movie. But after seeing some shit like that, you gotta consider that. You gotta consider that. You do. You gotta consider that. He said, dope ass movie. Yeah, that movie was fire. Yeah. It was a scene in that movie, and I'm gonna go on with my rant. I just have to talk about this scene in that movie. It was a scene in that movie where one of them white guys had his son with him, right? And I believe Ice-T blew this guy's head off in front of the son. The son was like, Dad! Dad! Yo! He said he blew his legs off. He said, I hope they keep the same energy about Eminem and Bieber. Yeah, that's a good point. Keep that shit in mind. Keep that shit in mind about Eminem, where y'all be trying to call him the greatest of all time. Keep that shit in mind about him and Justin Bieber. He said, I'm finna watch it on 1, 2, 3 movies. He said, I'm watching that today. Everybody saying the streets is hard is mentally challenged. Try living in the wilderness. I'm actually equipped to live in the wilderness. I was in a home called Vision Quest, and before you went home, you had to do this portion of the program called Solos. And Solos was this. They would give you, I think, 3 to 5 waterproof matches, a plastic tent that you had to set up yourself, and a bag of food. And they left you out in the woods. They left you out in the woods. He said, I learned to start a fire. Me, I did too. They left you out in the woods. Like each one of us, they would leave us, right? And the next person that might have been like 200 yards away, so you probably can yell like, yo, and somebody will hear you and shit, but you can't see nobody else. You out there by yourself. They strategically place everybody by themselves, and they give you three, I think it was 3 to 5 matches. It might have been 3 but they had previously trained us how to start a fire, and each person was instructed that you should pitch your tent near water, and that was your water source. And they gave us these capsules to put in the water to purify it and shit. And they left you out there for 72 hours and shit. Make a long story short, by the end of that, after that, I was official with being in the wilderness. They taught you how to, I just told you that they put us near water. They put you near water because water is a compass. For you guys who don't know, water is a compass. If you're ever stranded or lost in the woods, the easiest way to get rescued, you could rescue yourself. You have to find water. Where do you find water at? All water is in valleys. So if you in the woods, just start walking downhill. Any direction, just walk downhill. Just keep on walking downhill, and you will eventually find water, right? All water is in valleys. When you get to the water, water is going to flow south. Only the Nile River flows north. So I just explained to you a compass. Once you find the water is running south. North is up, east, west. That's how you find your way back to civilization. But normally if you find water, you'll find humans. Yeah. He said, did you catch fish with your hands? Nah, they gave us bags of dry food and shit like that, and you had to get water out of the fucking stream and cook for yourself. You had a little metal tin like skillet. You had to. I built the biggest fire because I was scared. I huge fire. I stacked up firewood all day, and I wouldn't let my fire go out because once it go out, that's your ass. Sometimes the only thing we built was building. We took up the land with buildings. Most niggas I know can't even make a fire. Think about that. I can make a fire with little or nothing. You got to find the most dry foliage. And that's what you light. You light the dry foliage, leaves, sticks. You don't want to get nothing that's green because it has moisture in it. It ain't gonna light up. I did that program, Wilderness Camp, back in the 90s on some y'all shit, 90 Days in the Woods. I did it too. I was in Vision Quest. I hiked through the Appalachian Mountains and all kind of shit. A lot of niggas can't even change a tire. Rest in peace to Hulk Hogan. His family put out a statement saying that it's unfair the way that people were talking about him. I ain't gonna lie, some people did get distasteful. The memes, some of the memes was just a little bit extreme. They was. Some people, it was some very distasteful memes. Some of them was funny. There's a meme on my Instagram page of him with a Ku Klux Klan outfit on. I thought that shit was funny, so I posted it. Remember that boy who went whitewater fishing with his girlfriend's friends and ended up dead? Well, I didn't see a whole bunch of stories like that. It's a channel on YouTube that has stories full of people coming up missing, sundown towns, all types of shit. I don't think he's been uploading recently, but Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel and check out my video I did about Dr. Umar Johnson. Umar is a fucking predator. He is. That nigga is a predator. It's other people like him, but he's not just a predator. He's an entitled predator. He's an entitled predator. He thinks that people owe him something. He thinks that he can get online at any moment and ask for money. Donations. Niggas always asking for some fucking donations. This nigga be naming all these countries. My Australian black Pan-Africans. My Puerto Rican black Pan-Africans. Every country that he named was niggas that he was trying to pander to. He said Umar is wicked as sin. So he only got one personal bank account. The key word is personal. No, it's nobody business what your finances is doing and shit. If you going through something with your finances, you should iron that out with your family and friends and people around you. You shouldn't be online asking hardworking people for their money and shit like that. He said the new Don King. That nigga ain't nothing like Don King. Don King's a hustler. Don King rob and steal. Umar's a fucking panhandler, man. He the worst kind of nigga. It's more just like him. Like some guys don't have no self-respect. They don't. And it's rampant in the conscious community. It's funny that the root word of conscious is con. So be aware of these niggas, man. Be aware of these niggas. You shouldn't come online looking for leaders and shit like that. Straight up. He said he not a doctor. Hell no, that nigga ain't a doctor. Yeah, door dashing is an option. I think Malcolm Jamal Warner was a murder. Nah, he was swimming in an unauthorized area. There was red flags on the beach that was telling people to don't go in that portion of the beach. They had riptides that will pull you out into the ocean and shit. And he fucked up. Ricky Ben said, I made a cool $100 for 2 hours of DoorDash. Respect the dribble. Whenever I see Dr. Umar, should I switch him down? You can do what you want. Raising money for a school that will never open. Stand in front of schools talking about getting the keys. Is it bad that I don't feel bad that Hulk Hogan passed away? You're not supposed to feel bad. I don't think you knew him personally. I don't think he was related to you. So you don't have to feel bad. I just said that some people were big fans of Hulk Hogan, and I just proved it. When he was a part of the NWO, people was following that shit. People was fucking with that. Hollywood Hogan and Hulk Hogan was two different people. One was a heel, one was a baby face. People enjoyed him as a heel and shit. He said door dashing is like selling dimes to me. Ain't nothing wrong with selling dimes. My man said them dimes add up. I'm trying to tell you. You think he was sacrificed. You talking about Malcolm Jamal Warner? Nah, I think it was an accident. Respect the fucking water, man. Respect the fucking water, for real. I was on a cruise ship last summer. And when we got out in the middle of that goddamn ocean, you understand how fragile life is. When you get out in that ocean and you look around, you don't see nothing. It just looked like as big as the ship is, it looked like it could be swallowed out there without a trace. And anybody that's been on a cruise and they walked out and looked around, like when you get out in the middle, you just say, God damn, there's nothing here. There's absolutely nothing here. You can't see nothing but water. You know what I mean? It looks like the fucking ocean could just swallow the ship and everybody'd be dead and gone without a trace. Like, so you got to respect that ocean, man. Like, there's places in the ocean that It's totally desolate. You know what I mean? Don't nobody go. I was in the Navy. That water is no joke. Nature will humble you real fast. I don't play with the ocean. Every death is not a sacrifice or conspiracy. Exactly. He said, especially at nighttime. It looked very, very eerie at nighttime. Yeah, it does. It'd be dead quiet. Especially when they will, the cruise ships, they will go out in the middle of the ocean and they will drop the anchor. And you just be sitting in the middle of the goddamn ocean. And you just be looking around. You be like, God damn. Only 15% of the ocean has been discovered. I agree. Young Noble was sacrificed. Let's not speak about Young Noble. Y'all like the video. It's almost 400 people here. Super chatters, I appreciate y'all. That's what I said. I was about to take my Dash talents to South Beach. I got to get out the state with it. I just wanted to announce the Hulk Hogan thing, man. His family made a public statement. There's no need to be disrespectful. He can't hear you. And what I thought was very, very weird, that people wasn't saying all this rotten shit about him when he was living. Like, wasn't nobody thinking about it. The WWE, he got suspended for that shit. I think they might have kicked him out of the Wrestling Hall of Fame for a minute. I don't know if he's been re-inducted, but wasn't nobody saying shit when he was living. So people going to all these extremes and shit now that he's dead is kind of corny. Anyway, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you get the notifications. Go watch my video on Dr. Umar Johnson, the fucking con man, yo. Be aware of dudes like that, man. Do not be giving these niggas your money unless you're getting something in return. For real. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, and follow me on IG at IamGullyTV_. Alright? Peace.